Currently, I'm reading a lot of stuff that says, full contact in 2027. And there's all these people that used to work for NASA or all these other organizations out there talking about how our history as a species is really simply a series of genetic experiments to get us to where we are now. When you look around, there's a lot of proof that says that might actually be a thing. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking about these days.
The word got out within the government that they're showing up in 2027, and we better be prepared. And if not, there's going to be a lot of explaining to do. And so I think that dialogue has happened within, inside the government, in certain areas inside the government.
Hello my friends, this is Linol Anderson here with you guys with a brand new YouTube BitChute video, and in today's video, as you can see, we opened with a clip there with Russell Crowe, a big time Hollywood celebrity, and he's talking about aliens in 2027, some kind of UFO event. And then you see another guy there talking about how the government, from leaked reports and whatnot, saying 2027 is the year. So today we're going to be looking at this Project Bluebeam agenda, fake alien agenda, using holograms, whatnot, the Great Deception. We'll be also discussing if real aliens could be involved and what's up with 2027. What is the plan here, my friends? Well, I have some very interesting things to show you, alright? So let's just get right into it. I'm going to encourage you guys to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy today's video. As I say, subscribe to survive. And also smash the like button. Helps Lionel out with the algorithms. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on with the UFOs, there's so much going on in the world. Like so many distractions. And every day, whether it's with the wars taking place, or if it's the sicknesses going around, or so much stuff to try and put fear into people, but never forget they got the whole UFO agenda. That is their final card, okay? And it's very active, my friends. There's a lot going on with UFOs these days. I'm not sure how much it's getting into the mainstream media, although more and more in recent times has been. But I want to show you some footage of some UFO activity that we had going on last week that really spooked out a lot of people in California. Okay, take a look at this.
Several UFOs spotted in Southern California. A series of strange lights appeared over the California cities of Palmdale and Lancaster on Friday night. Residents reported up to 6 objects. Eyewitnesses and Ring doorbell cameras both documented the events, and locals discussed their experiences on the Ring Neighbor app. At first, I was like, oh my god, what a cool plane, one user wrote, but it was a hovercraft. Some Reddit users have suggested that the craft may have originated from nearby Edwards Air Force Base, and others have pointed out that Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works, an advanced development program, is also located in the area. However, the unusual movements of the lights, which reportedly came to a sudden stop and changed directions at an incredible speed, have led some people to believe that they may be of extraterrestrial origin. One Ring user commented that they initially thought they saw a shooting star falling to the east, but then it suddenly stopped and started moving in a zigzag pattern to the north.
Last night, Southern California witnessed an extraordinary mass UFO sighting. Hundreds of people in Palmdale and Lancaster reported seeing multiple unidentified flying objects, causing widespread amazement and unease. At around 9:30 p.m., residents observed 6 strange objects moving in unison. Witnesses described these UFOs as giving off an odd glow and moving in ways that seem impossible, stopping suddenly in midair, changing direction in an instant, and flying in erratic patterns at incredible speeds. Local police are inundated with reports. Air traffic controllers state there were no scheduled flights in the area when this happened. So far, the military has not commented on the incident. As morning arrives, many questions remain unanswered. What exactly were these objects? Why did they...
There you go, my friends. And as you can see at the end of that video, obviously, the end, they put some AI in there. But that really goes to show you what could happen in the real event with their Project Bluebeam and their hologram technology and AI technology. Anything's possible. But let's talk about the first clip with what that guy was saying. It's interesting because a lot of people who saw these sightings in California and whatnot, they said the area it was in a area where there are known bases. Okay, I am a firm believer, my friends, that a lot of these craft that people have been seeing and will see are the craft using technology from the military, secret military operations, stuff that, hey, maybe advanced beings who are from underground put together. That's right, underground, my friends. We got very advanced civilizations, and they have advanced technology. They've been down there thousands of years. And a lot of the stuff that are coming up now on the surface into our reality has been underground in these advanced civilizations who are underground, okay? Whether it be humans or Pleiadians or even reptilians who are underground, okay? What's underground is a whole nother world. Anyways, yeah, a lot of the craft that people see as UFOs, that's what it is. But there are some real craft out there, but remember, it's interdimensional. These beings who come from outside the simulation, not from other galaxies or planets the way you think it is, they're really coming interdimensionally through stargates and portals. So yes, people can have real experiences, but I do believe a lot of what we're seeing on the world stage is this craft. And I believe in those videos that's what we're witnessing. And I do believe in the coming years, this UFO activity is just going to ramp up even more. They got to put it in the people's collective consciousness that this is a thing now, that these beings are here with us. That's why you got celebrities like Russell Crowe talking about it, hitting the mainstream, right? And on how they've always used to cover up UFOs and aliens and make a joke out of it, and now you see it on mainstream news. You know, they're putting it into the collective consciousness to prepare people for a false agenda, which will ultimately usher in the NWO. And I'm going to reveal exactly how that's all going to take place in today's video, okay? So, I want to show you guys next a clip of a channeler, okay? Because it's interesting, a lot of these big channelers who channel ET beings, they say, some of them are saying 2026, 2027, something big is going to happen as well. And I'm going to show you one of the most famous channelers and well-known guys, which I don't know if I trust him fully. He's got connections to Hollywood as well, and he's said some stuff that's been inaccurate. Not sure if he's part of the agenda too, but his name is Daryl Anka, and he channels the entity known as Bashar. And he's been very active in making this date of 2026 and 2027. So I'm going to show you that video to see what he has to say. But before we do, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors down at OWELLI. That's right, my friends, the liver detox. We are being bombarded with poisons every day, okay? From the air we breathe, to the food we eat, to the water we drink. It's everywhere, even the clothes that we wear. You know, we're being bombarded with microplastics, nanotechnology, all this kind of stuff, okay? Heavy metals, you name it. And, of course, a lot of this attacks our liver, and our liver is what detoxes our body, pretty much. It is our main detoxifier. So if you don't have a good functioning liver and have that detox, everything else won't detox. So down at OWELLI, they have an amazing liver detox product. It's loaded with over 20 or 30 ingredients, okay? And it's very potent, it's organic, all right? So definitely look into that. I'll leave a link down below in the description. And of course, I have a link that will get you 15% off and also free shipping in the United States. And you know, it's great. You could get this as a gift for friends and family. When you buy it in bulk, you get a better deal. They also got the colon cleanse. It'll clean out parasites and flush out any other toxins. And of course, that discount code is good for anything on the website. So the link is down below. Definitely check it out, my friends. And of course, it helps support this channel. All right, now let's see what old Daryl Anka, who channels Bashar, has to say. Take a look.
First of all, again, remember, No such thing as a prediction of the future. But when a lot of energy, a lot of momentum creates a high probability that is unlikely to change, we are allowed to talk about certain things. And what we are talking about now is the next few years. The idea of events that are happening on your planet right now will create the following situation. First of all, in late your year of 2024 and in your year of 2025, the channel himself will begin teaching in more depth the principles of the formula so that it really sticks, because this is crucial to the idea of understanding how reality works and being an equal participant in open contact. We will go on to something a little different. At the end of your year of 2026, we will deliver, when we determine it is appropriate on our schedule, different information based on the change I'm about to tell you. The probability of this is between 90 and 95% at this time, unlikely to change. There may be some waffling, as you say, but nevertheless, this seems to be where you are heading. For one reason or another, I'm not going to tell you the circumstances that are going to create this opportunity. Even some of your more sensitive psychics have begun to pick up on this probability and are starting to announce it. Somewhere near the end, middle to end of 2026, middle to beginning to the idea of 2027, somewhere in that, you will experience on your planet a major contact event. 2026, 2027 will be a major contact event happening that everyone on your planet will become aware of. So, be prepared. Allow yourselves to be true to yourselves. Be open, be flowing, and allow yourselves to know that when this major contact event occurs, 26, 27, it will herald in an awakening for many people on your planet, not all, but many people on your planet, to really create a new momentum heading towards a shift in your realities, individually and collectively, that will begin to allow you to move even faster toward the idea of open contact and becoming members of your galactic family. So, be prepared for those years. Allow yourself to move forward. It is very important for you to be yourself now, to allow this to occur in your perception.
There you have it, my friends. So he says a 90 to 95% chance that this will happen at the end of 2026, going into 2027, sometime in that area. But he's saying it could, the way he's making it sound, he's making it sound like maybe this is going to be a positive shift, a shift that will be positive. Well, he's not the only one saying this. I have one more video to show you of another guy who claims to have contacted a Pleiadian, okay? And for people who are new to my videos, I'm in contact with the Pleiadians myself, okay? But I want to make it very clear, not all Pleiadians are good, and there are a lot of deceivers out there. So I'm not sure if this guy's talking to a deceiver or if this is actually legit, that there will be a positive event. Let's take a look at what this guy has to say, okay? Take a look.
I don't know how many people are familiar with Christopher Bledsoe. Christopher Bledsoe is from North Carolina. He is a guy that wrote the book UFO God in his personal encounters that happened to him. Let me explain this to you. In 2013, this occurred with him, and he had visions, and he was approached by someone that was like a Pleiadian. And she told him visions and things to come. Well, he just recently gave an interview, and in this, he is talking about many of the things you're hearing about 2026, 2027. These are events that are up ahead and that they are very true, and that also that we got to go through some pain and through some... Who else has said that? Oh, yes, I say that. We've got to go through some things before we can get to the whole ascension thing. And this is what people don't realize. There will be a shift. Yes, we hear that. There will be a shift, but you're going to go through some stuff. And if you're still here, and you haven't passed on to the next deal, let me just put it that way, you're going to go through it. You're not getting to the gold by not digging to find it.
This 2026 date, it's amazing to see everybody just claiming this every day now. 26, 2027, that year. Something's going to happen. Well, let me tell you, in 2013, I was given that date by the lady about a future time that a new knowledge would come and the world would shift into a time of peace afterward, but not without trouble. And that's what she told me, and along with a lot more. But I put it all in writing to a couple of generals at the Pentagon at request of someone from NASA, and it was delivered to them. And immediately, they started reviewing this thing, and have been feverishly in every other avenue they have to look at these timelines, and they all come back saying something's going to happen at that time. There's going to be a big shift. Well, there is, but there's a big push to say it's the end of the world. This is going to happen. Well, nobody knows that. It's been twisted negative, and that's not what it was from her. So we'll see what happens then.
Alright, there you go, my friends. So I guess the second half of that video there was the guy who was in contact. The first guy was just a guy reporting on it, obviously. But there you go. He's saying they're trying to make it seem like it's negative and it's going to be a positive shift and time of peace. It's going to be fantastic, they're all saying. But, it is a possibility that there can be an event and there can be positive beings involved as well, the real interdimensional beings, because we are heading into new energies. The vibration of the planet is raising. A lot of people are having spiritual awakenings and are already having contact with otherworldly interdimensional beings and spiritual experiences and psychic phenomenon. It's happening already, and it could be possible in the coming years this might happen, but obviously, the powers that be would know that, so they're also going to send a lot of negative stuff as well and do their own things to deceive the population with their own creations, okay? So that could be one scenario, or the other scenario is that this Daryl Anka guy and this guy here who's in contact with the Palladian, maybe they were negative beings and they're telling them a little bit of what's going to happen, but it's going to be a great deception event, because if you got guys like Russell Crowe talking about it, Hollywood actors, and then you got the government agencies putting it out there and the push in the mainstream media, well, it could be part of the agenda, the Project Bluebeam agenda. And I'm going to lay out for you guys what I believe is going to happen leading up to 2027, okay? So what it comes down to is I wanted to tell you guys about a little dream that I had, okay? I've told some of you guys before, years ago, but a lot of you guys are new to my channel, so this will be fresh to your ears. Years ago, in 2018, I had a prophetic dream. I was having a lot of prophetic dreams and prophetic visions at the time of, yes, false flag alien invasions and alien invasion scenarios. And I was having lots, and they were the most vivid dreams ever. It was insane, the things I was seeing. But one night I had a dream, and what I saw was America on fire, okay? America was burning down. It was chaos in America. And then I saw old Don, the old Don, I call him Zion Don, Donald Trump, standing in all his glory, looking over, and pretty much it was showing that he was going to be in charge, okay? Which means he's going to be the coming president. I knew right then that Trump will be the president. I thought he was going to be president 2020. I was still confused, but I guess it was for 2024. And it makes sense because we see there's going to be a lot of chaos leading up to all this, probably cyber events, and who knows what's going to happen coming up to the election, right, my friends? But I do believe there is going to be chaos, but Donald Trump is going to be victorious at the end, and he's going to be the one who's going to be in power. So that's what I saw, a burning America with Trump in power. But shortly after that, I saw all these people, and they're looking up into the sky, and I saw a family member, and a family member I would consider to be, brainwashed. Definitely not a believer in alien beings or UFOs or this and that, okay? But I even saw him, and he's looking up into the sky, and they're all pointing, oh, what's that? So when I saw that, it was showing me that everyone's going to see this, even people who were not believers in anything like that. And they saw something in the sky, okay? And what was in the sky? I saw it. It was like a big hole in the sky almost. It's very weird. But, they say that the sky is just a projection and there's a dome over top of it. Maybe there was a hole in the dome. I don't know. But there was some weird activities there. But thinking about it now, it could have been showing, maybe it was something to do with Project Bluebeam, something to do with seeing stuff in the sky and everybody seeing it. So that told me, all the way back in 2018, that Donald Trump would one day be president of the United States once again. He'd be the guy in charge, and shortly after, Project Bluebeam, some kind of agenda like that is going to unfold. And when I say shortly after, it doesn't mean like a week after. It could be 1 year or 2 years after. That's still a short time in the grand scheme of things. So I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. We see all these wars and conflicts around the world popping off, right? With Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Gaza, Iran, China, Taiwan, all that stuff. I think it's going to get very intense. I think Trump's going to come in. He's the big savior guy. He's saying he's going to end all the wars and all that, right? And hey, they might let him end the Ukraine-Russia war imminently, going into 2025. And of course, people will view him as a hero, okay? But what it comes down to is I think the war with Iran is going to go pretty strong still, because Trump from day one has pushed the Iran agenda, always threatening Iran. Of course, he took out that Soleimani guy, which almost started WW3 back when Trump was president. That was huge. Iran's very mad right now and does not want Trump to be back in charge because they know he's got it out for Iran. J.D. Vance, Trump's new sidekick there, was said right when he got announced he's the pick for VP. He's saying we got to be tough on Iran. I think we're going to see that situation with Iran and Israel really get intense once Trump is in office. And we know Trump is a Zionist, and he's, in his own words, he loves Israel, will do anything for Israel. He's even talking, just recently, this was just last week, how he wants to make Israel bigger. Okay? Take a look.
We must stand with our friend and partner, the State of Israel. We will, strongly. And you'll be okay if you have the right president. You have the wrong president, like her, honestly, you don't have a chance. When you look at the odds, when you look at the map, a map of the Middle East, Israel is a tiny little spot compared to these giant land masses. It's really a tiny spot. I actually said, is there any way of getting more? It's so tiny. It just doesn't look. It's amazing how it can defend itself. Israel is a tiny little spot compared to these giant land masses. It's really a tiny spot. I actually said, is there any way of getting more? It's so tiny.
There you go. So, well, how do you make Israel bigger? You invade Gaza or other countries and do genocide. So there you go. That's your savior, your hero, Trump, wanting to promote that agenda. Okay? But of course, it's all part of the Zionist Plan. Okay, my friends? So I think that's really going to get insane. Like, to levels we've never seen before. And we know they want a holy war and all that stuff. That was what one of my last videos was about that. And I think things are going to get so bad with that situation that by the time 2026, 2027 comes around, that's when they might pull the Project Bluebeam card. Because the world is going to be on the brink, or if not, in WW3. And what better way to stop WW3 is for the old aliens to come down and to intervene and say, you guys got to stop your ways, you got to change your ways, and you got to form a new system. We are your gods kind of situation. And what better way to form a NWO One World Order than that? And then after the aliens come, that's when the time of peace will come into play with what they're mentioning, the shift. But of course that'll just be temporary, because if we're talking about self-fulfilling, predictive programming, Bible, scripture, prophecies, well, remember there is a scripture that says that they'll say there's peace and security, but then sudden destruction shall follow soon after. All part of the agenda. And of course, Don, old Trumpsky, he will be the guy to be in contact and communications with these beings, possibly. Okay? And now I got one more video to show you guys. Something very interesting. Speaking of Zionism, whatnot. I got a video of a rabbi. I think he's a well-known rabbi. I couldn't find out his name, but I'm pretty sure he's a well-known rabbi. Jewish rabbi. And possibly a Zionist, because, the Zionists, they really believe in these end-time prophecies and fulfilling their end-time prophecies to bring in their Moshiach, the Jewish Messiah, which to the Christians would be the Antichrist. Well, I have a video of him talking about Donald Trump and how he believes he's pretty much the Jewish Messiah, or at least the precursor to the main Moshiach, okay? A servant of, God or whatever. And how the deadline is 2027 or something like that, okay? Take a look.
Donald Trump is the Jews' Messiah. I'm trying my best to wake you guys up. And if you don't believe me that they believe he is their Messiah, then listen to this rabbi.
Like the first non-Jewish Messiah, Cyrus, who was chosen to assist the Jews in reestablishing themselves in the land of Israel. After the 70-year exile in Babylon, the current non-Jewish Messiah was chosen to be of service to the Jewish people and the Jewish Messiah. President Trump's right ear was grazed in a symbolic gesture of Exodus 21:6, where the Torah states that a servant who wants to remain with his master needs to have his right ear pierced. Trump was designated as God's servant and anointed one, just like Cyrus the Great almost 2,400 years ago. We have clarified in several videos that the absolute deadline for the redemption is by the end of the Jewish year 5787, which corresponds to October 2nd, 2027, 1,167 days from today. Thus, the redemption will surely occur during Donald Trump's tenure. And I have good reason to believe Donald Trump was chosen to be the one to redeem the sins of Esav through offering his assistance in rebuilding the Holy Temple on the Temple Mount and establishing the Jewish kingdom over all of mankind in Jerusalem. Perhaps it is no accident that the numeric value of Donald Trump in Hebrew is the same as Messiah, son of David, Mashiach ben David, 424.
What an interesting coincidence. So they call him the new Cyrus. Cyrus freed the Jewish people after 70 years exiled in Babylon. And after 70 years, Donald Trump moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. The move was scheduled to coincide with the 70th anniversary of the establishment of the State of Israel. And they minted a coin with Donald Trump and Cyrus on it. But wait, there's more. Donald Trump was deemed the Prince of Peace, and they presented Trump with a menorah in the appreciation of the Abraham Accords. I'm sure you guys all remember the Abraham Accords. I wonder if that will come into play in the future with an individual confirming a covenant of many to bring peace to Israel and her enemies. I wonder. Oh, and let's not forget how Donald Trump is for the Noahide laws, and how the Sanhedrin were pressuring and calling Trump to uphold the 7 Noahide laws. And for those who do not know why this is significant, is because under the Noahide laws, you shall not worship any other God. And to these individuals, Jesus is not God. So we as Christians, if we were to worship and serve Jesus, that is breaking one of these Noahide laws. So I will continue to beat a dead horse. I know people will comment, oh, you're being so political. This has turned into a political page. This is a spiritual awakening page. I'm trying to shake everybody up out of the matrix that they are in, that we have all been born into, to see what is going on and how this guy is a false light. And this is significant because he is laying the foundation for the Antichrist. He is a typology, a foreshadow of the one to come, a false light, and people are falling hook, line, and sinker.
There you have it, my friends. A lot of crazy stuff there, right? The rebuilding of the third temple. He's pretty much saying that the deadline for all that stuff is 2027. The redemption, the redeeming, whatever he's talking about. So I find it interesting that that was brought up, 2027. Then we got all this other stuff. Donald Trump is the man chosen by God to redeem and all this. It's very possible that we're going to see what's going on with that situation with Israel, Third Temple, relate into what's going on with the alien situation. Of course, these are all just my theories, my friends, for the most part. I'm not telling you as a fact that this is exactly what's going to happen. This is just my point of view. You guys could take what resonates, and if it doesn't, you're free to believe what you want. But I do believe that Trump is a precursor to the main deceiver who's going to come in, which that's a topic for another video. Those who watch my videos already know my views on that, and I'll have actually a video next week talking about an Antichrist, one that I haven't spoken about before, who's going to come onto the world stage. So make sure you subscribe for that. It's going to be a wild video. But I'm pretty sure Trump, the aliens, all this stuff, Trump created the Space Force and all that. I'm pretty sure it's all going to be intertwined, and a lot of stuff is going to go down 2027. Don't be in fear, my friends, because fear is the enemy. This is a movie, okay? We're watching a scripted reality play out, and the world is a stage, and it's like your own real-life movie you're watching. But if you fall into fear, then that's no good, okay? Because once you fall into fear, you're playing into the simulation, and you're playing into the movie, and you're going to be involved in it, and you could suffer negative consequences from it. If you could reach that state of enlightenment and not fall into fear, work on your own personal development and your own spirituality, your own ascension, okay? Remain grounded and balanced in all things. Be in the here, now, present moment. Try and be as positive as you can. I believe those that can do that and go on that positive timeline will not be affected by a lot of these things. Those that do give into it will be affected. Okay? Now, as far as the One World Order NWO goes, well, the collective will definitely fall once again, and by 2030, that's the plan, by 2030, the NWO will be in full swing. So if this happens 2027, that's the plan. Within that 3 years, they plan to have the NWO fully going, okay? I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work out. But all I could tell you is do not fall into fear. Keep the faith and manifest your highest timeline, okay? Stay positive, okay, my friends? Be prepared. Don't say, oh, well, I'm positive, I don't have any fear, so, I don't have to prepare. No, that's not a good way of looking at things. Rather, prepare, be positive, have no fear, but prepare for the worst just in case. So if these bad events do happen, you really have nothing to worry about because you've prepared. You got food, you got water, you got a game plan, okay? You got protection. That is how we go on these positive timelines as well. We got to take action. But Spirit will guide you, okay? Spirit will guide you to a place where you're going to be okay. That's the way this simulation works. All right, my friends? So that's pretty much all I got to say on today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to think. Leave a comment down below. And of course, I'm on Patreon, my friends. So if you enjoy my content, we got a bunch of classes down on Patreon. The link is down below in the comment section. We got the Ascend to 5D class, health class, occult class. So check that out. Make sure you check out the different classes. There's an option just to join for free there, but it doesn't really offer too much stuff. There's a few videos you guys could see for completely free, so you could check that out. But if you want the classes, you gotta manually join them. Okay, it's a new change with Patreon that they did, so I'm not sure how many people, if people have been confused by that or whatnot. But definitely look into that. All right, my friends, if you want more content, or you could just simply buy old Lionel a coffee if you'd like to help support the channel. I'm on the website Buy Me a Coffee. I'll leave a link to that down below in the comment section or in the description. And of course, I'll send you free videos to your email as a thank you, because I always like to give back in some way. But of course, what means most to me is that you hit that subscribe button and you just hit the like and let me know how I did. That's it for today's video, my friends. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next week's video. It's a new reptilian secret leaked video, and it's really going to blow your mind. Okay? Till then, Lionel signing off.